It's hard to think. I'd say I'm more of a quiet person when no one else is around. I feel like when people are around me, I try to be a bit more than I want to be, but that's not exactly staying true to myself now. I know the person I am, but I tend to act differently when people are around. I've always been a quiet person, which is the honest truth. Ever since school, the start of school, I've always been the shy lad in the glasses. You know, for those of you who've known me for a few years, yeah, I did wear glasses. And I was always a shy lad. Sometimes I thought I was getting bullied. I wasn't. But I think I've always carried it with myself that I don't have to be the person that stays quiet. Although I like to stay true to myself and be like, I am that person who stays quiet. And I mostly am that when people aren't around. When I'm around my friends, I tend to try to be a bit more talkative. You know, go at them a little bit just as much as they go at me. And we just go back and forth off each other. And that's quite a bit. I feel like I don't know how to answer this. Because, like, I try not to pretend, you know. I don't really like pretending. But when it comes to it, I don't usually like pretending to be someone I'm not. Because then I'm not staying true to my nature. I'm not being the person who I am. Even though I do tend to pretend to be a bit more out there, a bit of an extrovert, go out. But I'm not. I don't really like going out that much, even though it gets me kind of out of a comfort zone. But it's just me thing to prefer to just stay at home and do fuck all, to be honest. There's days where I'd rather be sat at my computer doing videos for hours. But then there's days where I just want to sit down in front of the TV and do fuck all. And just watch Netflix and YouTube for 5 to 10 hours. Because I don't like pretending. But if it came down to it, I don't think I'd like to. I think I have silenced myself a lot. And I do tend to try to fit in a lot more than I think and realise. Because I think it mainly comes from the people that you're surrounded with, to be completely honest. Like, I have a group of mates who love going out. They tend to want to go out for drinks every now and then. Do I have a few pints? Have a night out? They love fucking travelling. They'd easily fucking book a flight somewhere if they had the time, if they had the money. And I think I try to hide the fact that I don't like doing it as much than I think. because I'm not a person that people would look at me like, oh, he loves going out, he loves doing this, he loves doing that. But all my mates know that I'd rather be sat at home. Like, instead of being in fucking Dubai, I'd rather be sat at home making YouTube videos. Which is the complete truth. I'd rather be sat at home making videos because I'm such a fucking introvert. Like, to be completely honest with you. And I think I tried to hide that. That I'm a big introvert. But I think the more times I go out, the more times I spend with my mates, the more I try to not act like I'm an introvert. And maybe be a bit of an extrovert and like interacting with people. But realistically, I can't talk to people for shit unless they're the ones starting the conversation with me. I can't. I, I don't know if I can talk about this now. Go on, next question. Hiding behind success, humour, productivity. I don't think I've ever tried to hide behind it. I think it's more of I try to do it more. Like, with success, not to be the bragger out of my group of mates, but I think I'm more likely to be more successful than my group of close friends with me. And I'm not saying compared to my college mates. I'm saying compared to the mates that I've been friends with for the last 5+ years. Because they're always saying, oh, you're going to be more successful than we are because you're in the fucking film business. You're doing this, you're making videos on YouTube, you're kind of chasing a career already. So, I'd never say I hide behind it. I more of act on it. You know? I think the humour is the bit that I hide behind because I know I'm not a funny person. I know I'm not. Some people might say something different, saying, oh, I am a funny guy. I'm not. I'm not a funny lad. Maybe I might have my moments when I'm on PlayStation with the lads every night where I say something and, they'll all piss themselves because they're like, oh, coming from Daniel, it's weird. Like, recently I've been making fat jokes towards Dara. And to be honest, he's a fat shite. And if he watches this, he'll probably say fuck you to me, but I couldn't give a bollocks. But like, I'd say, in complete honesty, Dara, out of everyone that I know, is the funniest person I've ever met. Memories. Fucking memories. Memories I relive. I think this is a memory now that a lot of people would think that I should have just forgotten about it and I should have just moved on. But every time I kind of look back on it, I do think that I would have loved for it to have ended differently. And that memory was my breakup. I know this is something that my mates would probably go at me saying, "Oh, you said you were over it a dozen times, yada yada yada." But you need to knock some sense into yourself and know that my breakup, it took me a lot of convincing to even make sure that it happened in person. No, I don't mean the breakup, but I mean like the conversation prior to the breakup. That's what I mean. Because the breakup was going to happen over text. But I knew that I never wanted that to happen. I thought I found the one for myself. But then over time, people were saying she was never the right fit for you. Then I slowly started realising it, that I don't actually think she was the right fit for me at all. Some people were saying it was for money. I'm not doing any names, although I have said names before. But for this specific question, there have been people who've said that it was just for the money, because I have loads. When I say I don't, and I really just wish that breakup ended differently, because it went from me having to be the one to talk, even though I'm not going to talk, and to trying to repair a fucking broken person that didn't know whether or not they wanted to be with me. And I don't want to go into more specific detail. It goes in a lot of different ways. I have loved people. I have been loved. There is times when I felt very deeply loved, when I felt I met my person. But then I was shut down. And when we realise about love, it's a lot more than just relationships, friendship, loving yourself. It's being able to accept it and not accept it. There's people in the world that have never experienced love. Obviously, I'm not one of them. But it's a different feeling when it comes to being in a situation where you felt truly loved at one stage, but then you didn't. And I experienced that firsthand. Like, I've lost people that I've loved. Like, I've lost people that I've cared about. And I mean, they meant the fucking world to me. And it broke me. I lost my dog years ago But I will never stop thinking about her. I don't think a day ever went by when she was around I wasn't thinking of her. Because I loved her. I don't think that there's any images anywhere of my dog. Apart from maybe portraits or something. I don't know. I love that fucking dog. I wouldn't say there's things that I hugely fear. But I feel like it's kind of the fear of not being good enough for the people around me. Even though I know I'm going to get that comment of, you are good enough for me. But some people don't know how much it hits others. Because I've felt like I was going to fail a lot of times in life. Like, it's not that I'm fortunate enough to be in this position, although I am. I'm grateful. Like, you know, having the money to have the current setup that I have, I'm hugely grateful for. And that was work. You work. You earn money. You buy things you like. But that goes into the kind of same sentence of saying that I'd rather save than spend. Which is why I keep getting teased of being the richer friend. And it does annoy me from time to time when I'm told, you have money. You don't fucking spend it. Here, you have money. You get us the Chinese. We'll split it. And it's like, just because I have money doesn't mean I'm the one buying all the fucking rounds. Doesn't mean I'm the one booking the Chinese. I don't get how I moved the Chinese. It's the first thing that came to mind. I've always tried to do better in life, though. I've tried to be a good friend. I know I'm a good friend to a lot of people. I would easily say that I'm a person that others can rely on. A person that people can go to talk to in a difficult situation. And, you know, as I'm recording this video, I am that person currently. There are people in my life that do come to me when they're in need, or they'll just come to me to vent out their frustrations about something or someone. Because I think one thing I'm starting to learn about myself this year is that I'm becoming a listener. That's not just something that people get good at. It's a skill. It doesn't just take, oh yeah, just open your ears up and just listen to what people say. That's something you develop over a few years. And by learning to listen, you slowly get better and better at being someone that people can look to in a difficult situation. I am happily one of those people that people kind of go to. It does kind of frustrate me every now and then, depending on what's being said. But at the same time, I like being that friend that people can go to talk. I'm not trying to be that friend that people can't trust to not keep a secret. Now, yes, from time to time, there will be times when people say, don't say this to the others. And then I end up saying it to the others. It just depends on what kind of shite you're giving me. Because I have had friends who've said, don't say this to the others, and then I get to see the others, and I yap about what the fuck I was on about with the other friend. It just depends on what was said. It purely depends on what was being said, but then that's it. It's difficult enough to put this in a short and sweet way, because I don't try to be that impressive friend. I don't try to brag to people. I think it's a weird way of putting it, but I have this weird tendency of telling people that, well, maybe not saying it, I'll rephrase it. When I'm in conversation with people, and they say stuff, depending on whatever it is they're talking about, I will have the very weird tendency to start kind of talking about myself a wee bit. And not disclose the situation that, like, that friend has when they're talking. I tend to fall into that pit a lot. Because I'll be in a conversation with a few people and then I'm like, oh yeah, well, I did this, I did that, yada yada yada. I'll blab on about me. Me. I don't know if I'm somehow a secret attention seeker. I'm not. I don't try to seek the attention. I don't try and seek approval from people. Because I'm not trying to impress people. Like, yes, from time to time I might, like, do something to impress people, but I'm not doing it just to be like, oh yeah, look, I'm amazing. I do it just for the joke. And to be like, here, I am a funny friend, but at the same time I'm not a funny friend, so I'm kind of pretending to be funny. Which means I'm trying to be impressive. Which means I'm being stupid, which I've just linked back. Fuck. I think you understand what I'm talking about, but it's a weird situation that I'm putting myself in. I'd say, younger Daniel would probably have severe fucking questions about me. I think younger Daniel a few years back before COVID hit, yeah, would probably be questioning, how the fuck did you get into that position? How the fuck do you have this much money? How do you have this? How do you have that? Oh my god, you got a girlfriend? Holy shit, can you help me? I'd say younger Daniel would have probably shit himself, to be honest with you. Because people don't know how much they're going to change within a few years. Because if I said to my 16-year-old self when I was starting secondary school, that, here, you're going to be, in a few years, going to DKIT, studying film and TV production because you've really got interested in filmmaking, and 2, you're going to start making content on YouTube and try and get your way with it, and you'll make very good friends and all that, and you'll fall into a rabbit hole every now and then. You'll get into a relationship that will last about 8 months, and yeah, then you'll have stuff that your mates brag about you about. That did not make sense, but I think he would have taken into account, and yeah, he definitely would have shit himself if I said all that stuff to him. But I would say to my future self, like 5 to 10 years down the line, today, whatever you're doing, future self, If you are working in the film industry as an editor, as a full-time editor for a film, fucking great job. Or if you're all out on YouTube with decent views and you're doing well on YouTube, please give me tips. Because I'm trying to do well. But I say a lot, yeah, like, it is a bit hard to think about my future self, but my younger self especially, oh Jesus Christ. Oh, my younger self would have shot himself if I told him everything I was getting up to. But, I don't know how they'd handle it. I don't know how I handle it now. I think I just handle it by just doing the step-by-step process. I think I do carry a lot of emotional baggage with me, of feeling stuck in certain situations, trying to be that friend who's kind of trying to impress people, but I'm pretending, so I don't want to be impressing people, so I try to not pretend by being my real me, but then by being my real me, no one's gonna end up talking to me. What I'm doing now is being my real me. Talking on camera, at home, on my own, comfy. That's just something I kind of fall into. Because there's nothing else to do with my days, apart from record. But I do know that there are friends who look out for me. I look out for them. And altogether, you just need to say something like, let's get on with it. We're just doing it for the crack. And in the end, it can all work out. Whether you think it will or not. I don't know if saying all this is something that makes me stronger. Or if it just makes me become more of an honest person. I try to be someone that people can understand, relate to. Someone people would like. But then underneath all of that is me. And that me is the version I'm trying to find again. And you just need to know and ask yourself, can you find that version of yourself? That's you. Not the one who tries to be impressive, not the one who tries to pretend, but just you. Can you find that self in you? Can you have enough courage to find it? And if you can find it, then become it. Don't let anyone ask questions. You find your real self, like I find my real me, then we're all in the same boat. And then there you go. Use that version of yourself that you find and stick with it for as long as you can.